3 minutes before retirement, someone knocked. The little girl outside held a photograph that revealed Detective Sarah Mitchell's 20-year mistake. But by the time she discovered the truth, it was already too late. 11:57 p.m. Detroit's 9th Precinct. Sarah Mitchell stared at her retirement papers. 40 years. Done. The station was empty, except for Greg, a young officer at the front desk wearing headphones. Sarah picked up badge 2847 for the last time. Her chest felt hollow. Then came the knock. 3 sharp raps on the back door. The door nobody used. The door sealed with caution tape. Sarah walked down the dark hallway. Through the wire mesh window, she saw a small girl in a torn purple jacket, soaking wet, holding a bent photograph. When the girl saw Sarah, she pressed the photo against the glass. Sarah's breath stopped. The woman in the photo had eyes Sarah recognized, eyes from a case she'd closed 20 years ago. Emma Peterson, missing girl, age 8, case closed as family abduction. The clock hit midnight. Sarah's shift ended. Her career ended. But her hand opened the door anyway. Cold rain blew in. The girl looked up, shivering. "My name is Lily. This was my mom's jacket." She pointed to the name tag, EMMA. "She died 3 days ago. She said if anything happened, come here at midnight. Find Detective Mitchell." Sarah's world tilted. Emma Peterson had been alive, had grown up, had a daughter. "Where's your mother now?" Sarah whispered. "In our apartment. Building 847, Riverside." "She won't wake up." Lily's voice cracked. "There's an empty pill bottle next to her, but Mom never took pills. She was scared of doctors." Sarah pulled the girl inside. This should go through dispatch, through proper channels. But something stopped her. She grabbed her coat and keys. "Show me." They drove through empty streets. Lily spoke quietly. "Mom said someone found us. The night before she died, she was on the phone crying. She kept saying, 'I won't let you take her like you took me.'" Building 847 was a dump. 3rd floor, apartment 3B, door ajar. Inside, the tiny apartment was obsessively clean. Children's drawings covered every wall, hundreds of them, all signed Lily. In the bedroom, Emma Peterson lay on a mattress on the floor, dead, pale, still. The prescription bottle read, "Ambien Emma Matthews." Sarah examined the body. Puncture mark on the left arm, fresh, white powder residue on the teeth. This wasn't suicide. Someone had injected her, forced pills down her throat, staged the scene. Professional, calculated. "Lily, did your mom keep anything hidden?" The girl pulled a shoebox from under the bed. Inside, photographs, cash, and a black journal. Sarah opened it. Emma's handwriting, dates, observations. March 2003. Saw him again, he's still looking. June 2004. Lily was born today. She's perfect. She's mine. October 2007. Drove past the station. Detective Mitchell was leaving. She looked tired. I wanted to tell her I'm alive, but I can't. Not yet. Sarah's hands shook. Emma had been watching her for 20 years. November 3rd, 2023. He found us. He said he'd take Lily like he took me. He said it's time to come home. November 5th, 2023. This is my last entry. He's too powerful. I'm leaving this box for Lily. Detective Mitchell will help her. She's the only cop who cared. At the bottom of the box was another photograph. Emma as a child, standing between 2 adults. Sarah recognized the man immediately. Marcus Henderson, city councilman, former district attorney, the DA who'd pressured Sarah to close Emma's case 20 years ago. On the back, in child's handwriting, he said he's family. Sarah's blood froze. Henderson had been the DA in 2003. He'd buried his own crime, used his authority to make Emma disappear, and Sarah had helped him. "We're leaving." Now. As they descended the stairs, Sarah saw a man on the 2nd floor on his phone, watching them, reporting them. They ran to the car. A black SUV turned the corner. No plates, tinted windows. Sarah floored it, losing them in side streets. She parked behind an abandoned warehouse. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. You have something that belongs to me. Return it and walk away. Keep digging and you'll end up like Emma. Sarah called Jack Reeves, her old partner from 15 years ago, forced to resign after an incident, now a private investigator upstate. Jack, it's Sarah Mitchell. I need help. 2 hours later, Jack arrived, read the journal, saw the photograph. Marcus Henderson. Jesus, Sarah. I can't go through official channels. He owns too many people. Jack nodded. Then we get evidence ourselves. Real evidence. They left Lily at Jack's office with security cameras and a panic button, then drove 90 minutes to Henderson's rural property, a 90-acre farm purchased in 1998, isolated, no neighbors. They cut through the fence at dawn and approached on foot. The farmhouse was empty, abandoned. Jack picked the back door lock. They entered quietly, found the basement door, industrial lock, the kind designed to keep people in or out. Jack worked on it for 10 minutes. It opened. Concrete steps descended into darkness. At the bottom, another door, unlocked. The smell hit them. Mildew, decay, bleach. Someone had cleaned recently. The basement had 5 small rooms, cell-sized rooms, each with a cot and a bucket. Nothing else. Bare concrete walls, no windows, a prison, a place to hide people from the world. Jack photographed everything. Then Sarah saw it in the corner of the 5th cell. Names carved into the concrete wall, small childish lettering. Jessica M. 2001, Vanessa C. 2002, Emma P. 2003, and 2 more names, recent, carved within the last year. Sarah felt sick. 5 girls, 5 victims. How many had Henderson taken over the decades? How many had died here? They searched the rest of the basement, found files in a locked cabinet, medical records, photographs, documents spanning 30 years, evidence of systematic abuse, evidence of dozens of victims. Sarah photographed everything. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Marcus Henderson's voice was calm, controlled. Detective Mitchell, or should I say, former detective, you're trespassing on private property. You murdered Emma Peterson. I did nothing of the sort. Emma took her own life, tragic, but not uncommon for women with her history. Her history that you created. When you abducted her as a child. Henderson laughed. Abducted? Is that what she told her daughter? How sad. Emma came to me willingly. She was troubled. I provided structure, guidance. When she ran away pregnant, I let her go. I'm not a monster. The names on the wall say otherwise. Silence. Then Henderson's voice turned cold. You have no authority, no badge, no legal standing. Everything you've found is inadmissible. Fruit of the poisonous tree. And when I report this break-in, you'll be arrested. You and your disgraced partner. Unless we go public first. With what? A journal from a mentally ill woman? Photographs from an illegal search? You have nothing that will stand up in court, and I have 30 years of connections, judges, prosecutors, police chiefs. Do you really think you can win this? Sarah's mind raced. He was right. Legally, she had nothing. But there was another way. I'm not interested in court, Henderson. I'm interested in truth. She hung up and turned to Jack. We need to leave. Now. They ran to the truck. As they pulled away, Sarah saw 3 black SUVs approaching the farm. They drove straight to a local news station in Detroit. Sarah had connections from 40 years of cases. She knew reporters who cared about truth more than politics. In the station's conference room, Sarah laid out everything: the journal, the photographs from Henderson's basement, the carved names, the medical files, the evidence of 30 years of systematic abuse. The news director listened, made calls. Within 2 hours, FBI agents arrived. Federal jurisdiction meant Henderson's local connections were useless. Within 6 hours, Marcus Henderson was arrested at his downtown office. The story broke at 6 p.m. By midnight, every news outlet in the country was running it. Sarah sat in Jack's office with Lily, watching the coverage. Henderson in handcuffs, federal agents searching his properties, victims coming forward, women who'd escaped decades ago, women who'd been too afraid to speak, until now. Lily looked up at Sarah. Did we win? Sarah thought about Emma, about the 20 years she'd spent hiding, about dying alone, terrified her daughter would suffer the same fate, about the other victims, the ones who hadn't survived. No, Sarah said quietly. We didn't win. We just stopped him from taking anyone else. 3 months later, Sarah testified at Henderson's trial. The evidence from the illegal search was inadmissible, but the FBI had found enough legally to bury him. Life without parole. Multiple counts. The trial revealed 6 victims who'd died, 14 who'd survived, 30 years of crimes hidden behind a badge and political connections. Sarah sat in the courtroom as the verdict was read. Guilty on all counts. Henderson showed no emotion, just stared straight ahead. Empty. When the marshals led him away, he looked at Sarah once, not with anger, with disappointment, as if she'd betrayed him by not following orders. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Sarah pushed through without comment, found Lily waiting with Jack. The girl was living with a foster family now, good people, safe. She'd started therapy, started school, started healing. Thank you, Lily said, hugging Sarah, for not giving up, for believing my mom. Sarah knelt down. Your mother saved you. She spent 20 years keeping you safe, making sure you had a different life than she did. She's the hero, not me. She said you were the only cop who tried to find her. I didn't try hard enough. I closed her case. I gave up. But you didn't forget her. And when I needed help, you were there. Lily pulled out something from her pocket. A photograph. Emma as a child, smiling, before Henderson took her, before everything broke. Mom wanted you to have this. She wrote something on the back. Sarah turned it over. In Emma's adult handwriting. Thank you for remembering me. Even when I was just a closed case in a file cabinet, you remembered. That mattered more than you know. Keep fighting for the ones everyone else forgets. Keep being the cop I told Lily about, the one who cares. Sarah's vision blurred. 40 years. 14,600 days. How many cases had she closed too quickly? How many victims had she failed by following orders instead of instincts? She'd spent her career believing she was one of the good ones. Now she knew the truth. There are no good ones in a broken system, just people trying not to drown. She looked at Lily. This child who'd lost everything but survived anyway, who'd walked through rain at midnight to find a stranger her mother trusted, who'd been brave when the world gave her every reason to be afraid. Your mom was right about one thing, Sarah said. Some fights are worth everything. 6 months later, Sarah's phone rang. FBI Agent Martinez. We found another property. Henderson owned it under a shell company. There are names carved in the walls, names we don't have records for, girls who were never reported missing. We need someone who knows the old cases, someone who remembers. Sarah thought about retirement, about peace, about finally resting. Then she thought about the names on that wall, girls who'd been erased, forgotten, buried in unmarked graves or living with scars nobody acknowledged. Send me the address, Sarah said. I'm on my way. Because some cases never close, some fights never end, and some promises are worth breaking your own heart to keep. Sarah Mitchell had spent 40 years as a cop. She thought that chapter was over. But standing in Henderson's basement, seeing those carved names, she'd realized something. The badge didn't make her a cop. The oath didn't make her a cop. The decision to keep fighting when everyone else stopped, that's what made her a cop. And that was a decision she'd make every day for the rest of her life, even if it cost her everything, even if she never won, even if the system stayed broken and the powerful stayed protected. Because somewhere in the darkness, someone was carving their name into a wall, hoping someone would remember, hoping someone would care. And Sarah would be there, badge or no badge, authority or no authority, until her last breath. She'd be there. End. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that justice matters even when it's hard, please subscribe to our channel. We tell stories that challenge us, that make us think, that refuse to look away from difficult truths. Thank you for watching, and remember, some fights are worth everything.